There are moments in television where someone says something so quietly personal that the entire studio seems to hold its breath. This was one of those moments. Bradley Walsh has been a fixture of British entertainment for decades. The laughter, the game shows, the warm charm that feels completely effortless. Audiences have grown up with him in a way that feels almost like knowing someone personally. So when the conversation on Good Morning Britain turned toward the woman behind that career, something in the atmosphere quietly shifted. Because here's what many viewers noticed almost immediately. Bradley doesn't talk about Donna easily. Not in the way celebrities casually drop their partner's name for a headline. When he mentions her, there's something different in his voice, a kind of softness that doesn't feel performed. It feels earned. The story itself is remarkable when you sit with it properly. There was a point in Bradley's career where the path forward wasn't obvious. The entertainment industry is brutally unforgiving, and even someone with genuine talent can find themselves standing at a crossroads without a clear direction. What happens next in those moments often comes down to one thing: who's standing beside you? Donna made a decision, and many viewers watching felt the weight of that when Bradley described it, almost as though he still carries a quiet gratitude for it, years later. The kind of gratitude that doesn't need to be announced loudly because it lives somewhere deeper than words. It's fascinating, isn't it, how often the most significant turning points in someone's public life trace back to a private conversation nobody else witnessed. A moment in a kitchen, or a quiet word before bed, or someone simply saying "go on," then when doubt was louder than confidence. Bradley Walsh's career, the scale of it, the longevity of it, almost certainly passed through one of those invisible doorways. Some audiences watching began wondering about the version of British television that might have existed without that decision. It's an odd thought, but a genuinely interesting one. The chase without him feels almost impossible to imagine now. Yet careers of that magnitude don't simply happen. Someone, somewhere, created the conditions for them. What made the Good Morning Britain exchange feel so resonant wasn't just the information. It was the way Bradley spoke. There's a certain body language men of his generation adopt when they're talking about something they consider genuinely sacred. A stillness, a slight pause before the words arrive, as if choosing them carefully. Several viewers online interpreted the exchange as deeply moving, not because of any dramatic confession, but because of exactly that quality. The restraint made it feel real. It almost seemed as though the interviewers themselves sensed they were in slightly different territory than usual. The rhythm of the conversation changed. The laughter that Bradley so naturally creates around himself softened into something more reflective. And that shift, that quiet gear change in a morning television studio, is what keeps people talking afterward. Because the truth is, audiences don't just watch Good Morning Britain for news or entertainment. They watch it for moments that feel genuinely human. And a man as beloved as Bradley Walsh, quietly acknowledging the person who helped shape everything he became, there's something in that which lands differently than any interview answer designed to impress. Maybe what stayed with viewers wasn't the specific detail of the decision itself, but the tenderness underneath it. The suggestion that behind the game shows and the warmth and the laughter, there's a story of two people navigating something together. And perhaps that's exactly why moments like this linger long after the program ends, because they remind us that every public life has a private foundation, and sometimes, if we're paying attention, we catch a glimpse of it. What did you notice when Bradley spoke about Donna? Drop your thoughts below. I'd genuinely love to know what stayed with you.